Hello, I'm Barry Silverberg, Director of the Center for Nonprofit Studies at Austin Community College, and this is Civil Society, a periodic podcast to provoke more thinking about issues affecting nonprofit effectiveness and success. So how does it feel to often find yourself to be the only person of color on a board, nonprofit board?
You know, initially it was pretty uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable recognizing that especially over the years that I've done this, that nothing has really changed.
We're living in a society where civility is on the decline.
Mm-hmm. There was a group of executives speaking, and they said, you know, we just need to bomb the hell out of all those Muslims and those Arabs and get rid of them all, and then we'd solve all our problems. And it almost in the same breath turned to me and said, Fabrice, where are you from again?
We're hearing, well, it used to be okay to pat somebody on the back, or
Right.
It used to be okay to give a person a compliment, and now we can't give compliments. That's actually not true. Some people welcome compliments, some people do not. It's about consent.
We are, if not one of the most economically segregated cities in
Right.
the entire country. We stay in our bubbles, and we stay in our neighborhoods. And so we don't know that there is poverty. There's drastic poverty in Austin, not that far from where we're all living.
So in our report, we do break down poverty by race and ethnicity, and we find that poverty for African Americans and Hispanics is about 4 times higher than it is for whites.
And Austin has the best unemployment rate in the country if you put it at the 2.9%. If you are 45 plus, it tends to be 11, 12, 13%.
We see every problem through our lens of a civilized Western society and an affluent one. And I'm always trying to think about what it is that the communities themselves need and want.
The problems that they're talking about are stress, anxiety, alienation, particularly in the incarcerated population or in the teen mother population or in the homeless. And these are things that the medical community was telling them they were having trouble overcoming.
Really, when you get to know their stories, I think you'll find that they're so resilient to still be here and to still be feeling that they're capable of things, and they haven't lost that sense of hope.
If we can be in service of helping them live with less stress and more joy, what kind of ripple effect will we have on their kids, their community? Because what we see them doing is rising up as role models.
I can't be home for you after school because I have to work so that we can eat. But you got to get yourself to the Boys and Girls Club every day after school. That's where I expect you to be. And those kids, when they have that level of support, they're just like everybody else. They're going to graduate from high school. And the high school graduation rate for Boys and Girls Club members is like 99%.
Well,
I know my kids talk about Snapchatting and Pinterest, and I'm still on Facebook. So yeah,
I make my kids wash their mouths out when they talk like that.
And think about children now. I think 80% of the schools require online access to technology to do homework. So the very children that need the resources may have them in the classroom, but they go home without any broadband and can't do homework.
You know, networks over the years like Discovery and Bravo and A&E came into existence to do the same thing as PBS. And over the years we saw shows like Ice Road Truckers and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills come along. And unfortunately, frequently commercial television resorts to that. Public broadcasting can stay above it.
We now live in the information age, and it's imperative that we learn not just the skills to be able to have a job, but also how to think, how to parse all of this information that we are being bombarded with on a daily basis, and in particular, how to be able to recognize the integrity of information.
What are the top lessons that you would share, lessons learned, to somebody who was coming into the nonprofit arena?
I don't think about it as it's giving money. It's about an opportunity to be connected to a community, to be part of a community, to support that community so that that community can have the opportunity to grow and support each other.
We all know that we can't write a check big enough to solve today's problems. Nonprofits can't have a staff large enough to solve all of today's problems. So what we need to do is collectively work together as nonprofits, foundations, to make sure that the people who are elected to write our laws, to determine how our tax dollars get spent, understand the needs on the ground in communities, and no one can tell that story better than nonprofits.
I believe in helping the community. I was raised to believe that, you know, it's everyone's job, especially if you have skills and talents, to give back to the community and make it better, and nonprofit boards are an easy way to do that. If I want there to be change, I have to do it. And kind of the JFK, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when?